Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Swanson, and welcome to Inspiring Customer Loyalty with Slack Connect. My role is Chief of Staff for the customer experience at Slack. This means that it's my responsibility to deliver the best customer experience I can, which requires working quickly and in high-pressure situations with our team to make sure that we're aligned as best we can for all of you out there using Slack each day. This includes delivering human, empathetic responses as quickly as possible and as accurately as possible. So what we'll be covering today is how Slack can bring you closer to your customers, how it can streamline those feedback loops between different functions in the business that connect with customers and also build your products. And then we'll be meeting with Steve from Mod Squad, who uses Slack Connect each day in his client services team. As we know, there have been many challenges that have come in the last few months as we've been sheltering in place for COVID-19. Whether it's been an increase in ticket volumes or transitioning your workforce to a remote workforce, there's a lot to do. And I really love this quote from McKinsey because it applies it applies today, it applies 6 months ago, it applies a year from now. Companies who put their customers at the center of the business absolutely emerge stronger. And leading with empathy is something that helps you, it helps your business, and it helps your customers. So that's sometimes is something that can require quite a lot of work because there can be barriers as you start to scale up your customer support organizations. Our teams in customer service and customer support have drastically evolved over the last months and years. And the rest of the business often has to get up to speed to what we're doing and how we have changed in response to this experience-driven economy that we're in. It's important for us not to be pushed to the edge of the business, but instead to be really deeply embedded into different business lines so that the feedback from our customers is infused into the services and products that other parts of the organization are building. And when we can make these feedback loops strong and high fidelity, it results in a better experience, whether it's in our products or a better experience in the services that we provide. And so one of the ways to increase the speed of those feedback loops and the fidelity of that customer feedback into other parts of the business is through Slack Connect. This is a secure communication environment where you can increase the amount of feedback and the speed of that feedback, allowing multiple teams inside your business to interact in secured channels between yourself, your customers, and your customer-facing teams. And we've really seen this have measurable, tangible impact on the experience that we're able to give our customers. It speeds up ticket resolution time, it reduces the workload by streamlining communications, and it also actually decreases the backlog because people are getting real-time information when they need it most. And so in Slack Connect, you can have a channel with your customer to provide personalized support, and then you can bring experts into that channel to answer your customer questions. So you can see here, customer feedback can be easily shared with the product team through a really simple form. No more forwarding email chains or trying to chase back down the answer over direct messages back and forth. What's powerful with this example is that sharing customer insight across the entire organization takes the signal and voice of the customer and deeply embeds it back into every single part of your company. This also helps us solve issues much more quickly when that information is embedded. When another organization joins the channel, you can set up some shared expectations about how it'll work, how you want to use best practices like custom emoji and urgency and SLA times. So here you can see Zoe submitting an issue in the channel, and the team's able to file a bug directly in Jira. Everyone can see the status, everyone can follow along, and there's complete transparency. So now that you've seen a few examples of how this works in Slack, let's bring in Steve to see how it works for him every day in his day-to-day. Steve, thanks so much for joining us. So to kick us off, can you tell us a little bit more about Mod Squad and your role?
Sure thing. Mod Squad is a global provider of managed digital engagement services. We offer expert service and customer support, moderation, social media, and community management. We have an on-demand network of over 10,000 experienced professionals who we call mods, And our mods operate in over 70 countries, supporting over 50 languages and dialects. We've been around since 2007, and since then we've been delivering customized and flexible solutions for our clients. And also we're mostly a distributed work model, but we also have operation centers throughout the United States, Latin America, and Europe. In terms of my role, I'm the Senior Vice President of Client Services at Mod Squad, and I'm responsible for client delivery and service operations. Also, a little bit about our mods. We hire mods that have an affinity for our clients' products and services, and oftentimes they're fans and consumers of the brands that they support. This passion, we feel, translates directly to excellent customer service for our clients.
Great. So you've been a distributed workforce for a long time. You're sort of an expert at this, as many of us learn in real time. So how has this shift been for you?
Yeah, fortunately for us, Mod Squad started out as a work-at-home model 13 years ago. So I'd like to think that we've mastered the remote model. The key for us is the right mix of people, processes, and technology. All applicants go through a robust screening and selection process. We put a lot of emphasis and effort into security and policies, and we leverage a comprehensive suite of tools. I'd say Slack definitely plays a central role in how we collaborate globally as a business.
Great. So you are a key leader in client experience. You're on the leading edge. You get to see what lots of other organizations are doing as well. So what are your business objectives and priority?
Yeah, great question. As a baseline, it starts with providing world-class customer support and digital engagement solutions. But more importantly, on the client relation side, we really strive to provide a strategic value to our clients. This includes being a proactive partner, providing ideas and thought leadership, delivering high quality at lower cost, providing actionable data, and really just helping our clients grow and scale the business. We tend to operate as an extension of our clients' team and their brand as well.
Great. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask. So how did y'all get started with Slack Connect?
Well, a lot of our clients are already using Slack, so that part made it easy. But also, as we were evaluating tools, I'd say Slack checked all the main boxes in terms of what we were looking for in a tool: features, functionality, integration, security, and lastly, we're looking for ease of adoption for our team and also our clients. I'd say the rollout's been seamless.
And no surprise, an organization like yours, right on the leading edge. Tell us a little bit more about how you're using Slack Connect with your clients.
Yeah, well, at a minimum, we set up one client channel, but oftentimes there are numerous channels with our clients. These channels are designed to open up shared communications and planning between our team and client stakeholders. Also, with clients, we'll set up SLAs or incorporate dashboards. For instance, we use Gecko boards and alerts within Slack to monitor and report on live queues, as well as monitoring any volume surges or trends or related activity.
Wonderful. And you mentioned a hot topic, SLAs. So I think one of the things I've heard often is, I'm okay setting up this shared channel with my client, but how do I keep them from pinging me all through the night? So how do you actually set up those SLAs and kind of manage the customer's expectations?
Yeah, actually, there's a few types of SLAs that we manage to within Slack. I'd say the first is for internal assistance. For instance, we can escalate Zendesk service tickets into Slack if they exceed a certain threshold. The second, kind of a point that you brought up, is for client communications. With Slack, it's really easy to expect an immediate response. So I think it's really important to set up shared expectations and escalation processes at the beginning of a client engagement or business relationship, just to calibrate in that area. And I'd say the third scenario is managing client SLAs as they impact the end users or customers. For instance, we'll set alerts, we'll send updates out to staff, prioritize workflows, we'll shift staff around to different queues, et cetera. And all of this is really helpful in that we can drive improved customer satisfaction, improved resolution, and expanded coverage where needed.
Makes a lot of sense. And it sounds like you've done this quite a few times before.
Yes.
So in terms of support teams, and one of the things you had mentioned is this really allows you to sort of escalate customer feedback to the right engineering teams very quickly. So sometimes support teams can be pushed to the edge of the business, and it might be hard for them to find the information they need from experts situated elsewhere in the organization. How is Slack Connect helping you bridge that gap with your mod crew?
Yeah, on a high level, Slack Connect allows us to triage and troubleshoot issues very quickly. We're able to pull in other departments and subject matter experts directly into client conversations. A common example, for instance, we'll pull in IT stakeholders from both sides of the business to set up or troubleshoot tools, technology, or work through access issues. I'd say the bottom line, Slack Connect has been very helpful in that it allows us to accelerate discussions and provide quick resolution.
So that really resonates with me as someone who is always trying to get the customer voice, back to our product teams. I'd love to hear some more examples of how you've been using these channels with your customers.
Yeah, sure. I can give 3 examples. So with one of our food subscription clients, we have a channel where Mod Squad's project managers and customer support agents, or mods, communicate directly with our client's team to coordinate real-time support. This is useful in that we're constantly communicating about updates, new workflows, conducting workload balancing between different customer support channels like chat and email. Another example is we work with the data research arm of an Ivy League institution, and Slack Connect really helps us coordinate operational matters throughout the day. While mods are on shift, they are regularly flagging updates and ticket spikes to internal and client teams, which is really helpful. And then the third example, one that I'm really excited about, and we're rolling out this more and more, is with clients, we create a kudos channel that calls out exceptional service with our frontline staff. So the client or other team members can put in their praise or great customer experience examples into Slack for everyone to see in a way that's not necessarily possible or as effective in like email or phone calls. But really a thank you and that type of recognition from the client means a lot to the team, and it's a great way to foster a positive team environment. So like I said, we're doing more and more of that type of thing within Slack as well.
I love that. And I love that your clients are able to give the Mod Squad, party parrot, recognition and emojis as they should. So that's great. So before Slack, tell me a little bit about how it looked then and how this has been transformative for you.
Yeah, so prior to Slack, common communication channels were email, scheduled meeting, phone calls. We also have project collaboration tools, but we really operate in such a fast-moving environment. Those traditional communications were, to be frank, really slowing us down. So, in addition, is difficult to connect with our clients in an authentic way. So, another area Slack Connect has definitely helped is build better business relationships with our clients.
That's great to hear. And, we've got probably an amazing crew out there listening in. What are some best practices that you'd recommend they take away today?
Sure. Well, I'd say look for areas that Slack can improve speed to resolution or drive efficiencies or expand on business relationships. I'd also say bring in your vendors, your partners, and clients into Slack. We've seen a lot of improvements in that area. I'd say leverage the apps in Slack. There are an unbelievable amount of apps out there, really cool stuff. And I'd say the last one involves stakeholders in the setup, organize how you want Slack to work. For example, we have announcement-only channels where we'll push out new workflows, product updates. We'll have community channels that aren't necessarily work-related, but pull people in with similar interests. And the most common is the collaborative or the working channels that we use day to day.
Steve, this has been incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and answering all of the questions here. I'd love to open it up broader to the rest of the audience and see if there are any questions out there.
Great. And thanks for having me.